want to really share with you some very tactical, actionable steps that you can really put in place if you've been feeling exhausted and your energy's been feeling off and you don't know where to start. And you may be one of these beautiful women who have drunk all the green juices and have done all the HIIT workouts and have tried the fasting and all of the things, and yet still feel really depleted. So I do have my notes here because I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out and go on a ramble. And the reason why I want to share this is because energy doesn't and isn't built off discipline. It's really built from regulation and creating ways of living that really nourish you on a really deep level in all facets of your being. So today is really about sharing with you the physical, the practical ways to actually replenish your energy from the inside out. And this is going to be really led from the body and nervous system led as well. So, why is it that you may feel like you're doing all the right things and yet still feel really exhausted or just really tired, even though you would say that you were healthy? And this can be really boiled down to that high functioning exhaustion. So, you're used to you're used to doing a lot and you're just constantly on the go, and there's always 1,001 things to do, and you're always like on the run, and you're doing healthy things, but from this kind of dysregulated state. So it's like you're always feeling like you're switched on. And this can be like you're trying to go to sleep at night and there's 1,001 things whizzing around in your head, or you find it really hard to focus or just feel clear with what you're doing. You may find yourself just like looping in these overwhelming states and feeling like no matter what you do, you still feel really tired. And for a lot of women, that I work with, it's like they actually know the strategy to scale. They know what they need to do within their business. That's not the issue at all, but they simply don't have the physical energy to do it. Like the thought of doing it just makes them feel like, they don't know if they want to do that, right? And this is really real. So I want to really support you guys if this is where you're at with moving through that. And it doesn't have to be if you're building a business or scaling. So many women at different times and different stages of their life experience this. So this is what I want to share with you. The first real part around this is to really train smarter, not harder. And it's really about understanding what are the movements that are going to give me energy, because it's not about thrashing your body at this point, and it's definitely not about just like ignoring your body signals and just pushing through. So many times I see women do long state cardio or lots of HIIT boxing workouts, but their adrenals are already totally shot, and this is actually the last thing their body needs. And the truth is, when your body is in survival, you're not even going to get the results that you want. And maybe you've experienced this, right? You're like, I'm training, I'm doing all the things, and my body is not shifting. Yes, because it's stressed and it is in this survival mode. And so it's not going to just let go of whatever it is weight-wise that you're hoping to let go of. So really about like strength-based training. So instead of doing all of these like HIIT workouts and long steady state cardios, really consolidate your training down to strength-based training 3 to 4 times a week. And they don't have to be long sessions, because when you actually increase your muscle mass, it has been shown scientifically to actually increase your physical energy. And there are many reasons for this that I don't want to dive into here. But for example, higher muscle mass also helps to support with glucose levels in the body, and therefore your energy is not going to plummet after lunch where you feel like you crash at around 3 o'clock, for example. That is a very brief overview, but you want to focus on strength-based training to actually support in muscle growth. And one of the biggest myths and one of the biggest fears is with women training, and I've been training women for over 12 years, is they have this fear around getting bulky. And I could do a whole episode on this. And it takes so much for your body to actually create muscle and increase muscle, especially as a woman over the age of 30. You do not need to be concerned about that. And when I'm working with my clients, if it ever gets to a point, I always like really honor them. And I say, look, if it does ever get to a point, we just pull it back. And it's as simple as that. And it doesn't take much. So release that fear around lifting weight. It's going to do so much for your longevity. It's going to do so much for your energy, for your focus, for your sense of inner resiliency, for your sense of confidence to really push past something that you may perceive that your body can't do, and then you do it. It's incredibly empowering and has always been a huge part of my life from the age of 14. So cannot recommend it enough, especially if you're in a place where you feel really depleted with your energy. Strength-based, slow, powerful, compound movements, they actually help to build capacity. And also, it's worthwhile really tuning into your cycle as a woman and seeing where you're at. Now, not from a place of limitation, right? I'm not advocating for these dogmatic rules around not training when it's your time of bleed. I really believe in attuning to what feels right for your body, because I know some women who actually feel stronger lifting when it's their time of bleed. So have awareness, absolutely yes. Understand where you're at, understand how to support yourself on your cycle as a woman, absolutely. And also come back to your own body's wisdom and honor that first and foremost. The second pillar to this is really about eating to feel nourished. And it's not about being perfect, but it's also definitely not about restricting. So I would say I've tried every single way of eating there is possible, from fruitarianism to dry fasting to cleanses and all of the things. And what I can conclude from all of my experiments is to really ditch restriction. Your brain actually needs fuel to feel safe, and so does your body. So reintroducing carbs is really important, and also healthy fats, minerals, and salts. And you can start slow with introducing these things. If you're not used to eating a lot of carbs or a lot of healthy fats, start slow by reintroducing them into your body. And something that I do with all my clients is I first take 2 weeks of really observing what they're currently doing and observing how their body's responding. And then it's a slow progression, right? We're not going to just change everything overnight, because one, that's not supportive, and two, it is not going to be sustainable if it feels like this huge overhaul. So I'm of the advocation around, how does this get to be easy? How does this get to be really simple? And I can honestly say, from really focusing on using food as a way of fuel has been incredibly powerful with my focus, with my clarity, and also making sure that I am fueling for my workouts as well. Because I used to train every single day and you would not know it, because unknowingly I was under eating and therefore wasn't getting the results that I wanted. So this is a huge pillar, and I know it can be super confusing, and this is why I love to create like so much simplicity when it comes to nutrition, because I know it can be a minefield. So if you're tired all the time, your body might not be undertrained, it may actually be underfueled. And this is really important. If you're noticing also that you're getting these kind of huge energy peaks and then energy crashes, that's also a sign to really look at what are you actually consuming. Part 3 would be to really incorporate some kind of somatic reset for yourself. For me, when I'm in a rush, when I don't have much time, my go-to is using the breath to really elevate my energy. So to increase energy in your body, if you take really long, deep breaths in through the mouth and relaxed exhale through the mouth, then you're going to actually start to wake up your body and to shift your state, because sometimes our energy default can also be something that's habitual. It's like our homeostasis on a thermostat. We may actually be used to feeling tired all the time. And so sometimes we just get to shake that up. I love guiding my clients through just brief 5 to 10 minute guided breathwork sessions where they get to actually feel this energy soaring back through their body, feel this sense of vitality and clarity and focus like nothing ever before. So I just want to say that somatic shift, it doesn't have to be breathwork. There are so many other modalities that I teach and that other people teach, such as shaking or dancing or singing or whatever it may be, but really giving yourself that somatic reset interjection like into your day is really powerful. And then the fourth pillar I just want to touch on is really starting your day from your body, not your mind. Resist picking up your phone as soon as you wake up in the morning or getting into the work before you've actually checked in with your body. And this is when we can start to really notice that our energy is leaking, right? We start to feel like we need to do this or should respond to this. And those words are always like a little highlight around where things get to shift. So, it's really about starting your day with intention, with this calm centered energy. For me, I love to journal in the morning. I love to do my breath work in the morning. Sometimes for me, it's actually just getting into the gym. And on my way to the gym, I'm actually visualizing my future self. And I'm actually visualizing the version of me that I'm stepping into. And I've got it recorded on audio. So on that drive, I'm actually really grounding into that energy before I get into the gym. So whatever that is for you, it's resisting getting on technology and being in the head. And how can you start your day from actually feeling really connected with your body? And it may be as simple as asking the question like, what does my body actually need from me right now? So I hope those 4 pillars helped. If there is anything I can support you with further or parts of those pillars that you would love for me to dive in deeper, send me a message. My Instagram handle is simonewhiteman.co, C-O at the end. Send me a DM, let me know. I would love to hear what's really landed from you, what's been helpful, what are you going to implement, what are you going to try this week coming, and keep me posted. I would love to hear from you.